Hey guys, so today I want to do a quick little gameplay video here with my iPhone 5 with iOS 7, as you can see over here. And we will be doing some gaming here on a few popular games versus my Sony Xperia Z here, having Android 4.2, the latest version of Android, or one of the latest versions at least, at least Yellow Bean's one of the latest versions of Android. So you can see that we do have a few games in here that we will be checking out right now, and some of those games are Real Racing, Asphalt 7, Modern Combat, and GTA. They are of course very popular games at the moment. So let's start off here with Real Racing. That's available on both platforms, as you can see over here. So if you start off here, see here if we can go down a little bit with the volume. So of course, as you can see with the Sony Xperia Z, the display is much better with this update compared to earlier. It does have those on-screen buttons as well. Still, the viewing angles of this phone is not even close to perfect, which is a little bit disappointing. So also, like, you can see that when I hold the phone or when I hold the finger over here when I'm playing, you can hear that the sound gets like you don't hear the sound, and usually you have a finger over here, so you can't have it over there because then you won't hear any sound, which kind of sucks. Let's see here if you can also pop it up here. Swipe to get started. You should fire it up here on the iPhone 5 as well. And of course, the iPhone with iOS is popular for having good performance overall because app developers put down more time into developing good quality apps that works for iOS than Android. Overall, that's my experience. So let's see here if we can get a quick race up and running. So the first thing I can notice here is that it feels more solid, more like a stable performance. And of course, also with the iPhone, I have the speakers here on the side, but when I hold it like a normal guy, the sound doesn't get any weird or anything because they place the speakers in a good area. And then also, of course, the iPhone 5 doesn't have any issues when you are looking at the phone from the sides, which is very nice. I do hate it, that thing with the Sony Xperia Z and also the Sony Xperia ZL, that the viewing angles are really horrible. Let's see here. So you can't like beat this performance. It's perfect, it's magical. Let's see here if we can fire up it again. Of course, one advantage here on the Sony Xperia Z is that it has a little bit bigger display if you do prefer that. But overall, also with the display, it does look a little bit boring in terms of colors. Looks like washed out or something. The graphics doesn't look as good, and also the CPU is a little bit worse on the Xperia Z from as far as I can understand, compared to the S4 Galaxy S4 and the HTC ONE. So it could perform a little bit better here, I can feel, in terms of the performance. Even though the GPU is the same here as you would probably like get in the HTC ONE and the S4, the Adreno 320, but yeah, overall it looks a little bit boring here with the display and all. You can still play the game though. Let's check out another game. So let's pop up another kind of racing game or let's pop up actually Modern Combat. So of course this is like a war game. So it loads up way quicker here on the Xperia Z, but then also the buttons are a little bit like, if I want to change the volume pretty quick, it doesn't feel as solid as on the iPhone 5. It feels a little bit more plastic. So let's check out the game here pretty quick first. Of course, on the iPhone 5. So the first thing I can feel here is that the FPS is so solid. You can feel that the FPS feels really much stable. One thing though that could be bad here now with the 4-inch display on the iPhone 5 is that, like with a game like this where you have a lot of controls all over the place, it could be kind of hard to hit the correct button sometimes. But magical frames per second performance. It's almost crazy how good it could be on a phone 2013. But the iPhone definitely needs like a bigger display to really gain advantage of that, or to really get like the maximum performance. And of course on the easy mode here on Modern Combat, this game's not hard at all, because when I zoom in or aim, it will auto aim for you, so it will help you a little bit. And then of course you can play at a harder level once you learn the mechanics and all. Let's check out the performance here on the Sony Xperia Z. So I can feel that the device is getting warm now here on the backside with the glass. And one more time, I think that the display looks definitely washed out, but it definitely feels a lot nicer to play this game now on a 5-inch display instead of a 4-inch. I mean, it really is a big difference, even though it is a little bit smaller probably than on the S4 and on the HTC ONE, just because you do have these buttons on the side that takes up space, or takes up screen space. And then definitely I can feel the performance here is a lot lower in terms of frames per second. It almost feels like the FPS is like 15 FPS lower, which really makes a difference in gaming. And the display just looks, as I said, washed out. And it looks really boring here compared to the iPhone 5 display. I mean, I really do miss those darker colors over here. It doesn't look like real. And now the device really is getting warm here up here. The iPhone didn't have the same issue there. Could be because this one has more glass. And glass is probably material that is not as good if you don't want to get your device to get super warm. But really that FPS performance issue here, I can definitely feel it compared to the iPhone 5. And I don't think a high-end phone should have that issue. And now when we are in the sun here, really seems like the colors could be improved. Oh wow, what was that? So that's also a problem with virtual keys. Sometimes you accidentally hit them, and that could be extremely annoying. Now for some reason, even though the display is a little bit bigger here, it feels like I'm having harder hitting the keys, just because of these virtual keys down here at the side. Could be very annoying. So quickly look here at Modern Combat as well. Now let's take a little bit of a look here. It almost feels like the display is darker now. Weird. Let's go into settings and check it out. Okay, so let's now go with the next game. Which is going to be GTA Vice City. Actually loads up quicker now on the Xperia. No. Okay, so we do have the iPhone here with the GTA Vice City. So you can see here I'm on some kind of roof or something. Oh no. So good performance here overall, of course. See here if we can steal a car or something. There we go, had a little bit of a lag there. Not of course a major one. Could be because I started up the game. Okay, weird, I don't hear any sound from the car. Could be some kind of glitch because I'm running on iOS 7. Could definitely be a glitch just because of that. But really amazing performance there, even stable when I'm driving fast here. Which is quite nice. This Xperia Z Pro will have a lot better display here in the darkness. Guess the display, it could be kind of dark here with the iPhone 5's IPS LED backlit LCD display here. See, and the weird that you don't hear any sound, but I do believe that that's just because I am having. Let's see here, where do you pause? I think that's because I'm having iOS 7. So let's see here if we can make a run. And I can definitely feel frame drops over here when I'm running around. And it's really bright here, even though it's dark, but compared to the iPhone 5 display, even when it's dark in the game, it's definitely super bright here. I have working sound in the car, which is good. But it could also be very nice here with the bright display, even in the darkness of the game. Because you don't want to have a super dark display, that's really annoying. But the FPS again feels like it's at least 10 to 15 FPS lower, which feels very weird. Especially on a high-end smartphone. So a little bit disappointing over here. So let's have a look now at another game, which is going to be Asphalt 7. So it loads up really quick here on the iPhone.
Welcome to Shanghai.
So let's start off here on the iPhone 5, and I've been saying this before, and that is that Asphalt 7 really is a game that probably has one of the best FPS ever. It really is amazing how good the FPS is, especially on the iPhone 5. It does seem to perform a little bit worse though here in the darkness compared to when I've been playing other various maps. But extremely stable FPS, and that's what you want in a game. It feels like 50 stable FPS or something, which is pretty insane, pretty intense. I would love to see like a game like Burnout Paradise or something coming out for iPhones and Androids and such, because it's just such a nice cool game where you crash out other vehicles. So collect these things, have boosters and such. Of course, Asphalt also have another game, Asphalt 6. which probably is a little bit less graphical intense, and also smaller in terms of storage and how much space it takes up on your smartphone. So the same performance here on the iPhone 5. Let's see here if we can make... Okay, I can't pause the game. Could be because I'm having iOS 7 up and running. Let's see here, we have the brighter area here. And overall the colors, even though it's brighter here, it looks washed out. It feels like something is missing. I would love to have a little bit of a stronger colors that you do get on phones like Galaxy S4 and the iPhone 5's display that's been improved in terms of technology compared to earlier phones. And also here you can see the sound when I'm holding over here, or just having my hand there, just resting it, that the sound goes quiet. And also the phone's really starting to get warm here on the back side, which I'm definitely not a big fan of, and I really don't understand this thing with glass backs, at least not when it's a full glass back. The iPhone 4 and the 4S had it, and it was just annoying. I did drop one of my iPhone 4S and it did crack the whole back. Very annoying. So let's see here if we can gain some performance. In terms of FPS, you can also feel difference here, that it could be a little bit better, but you don't have any major issues, of course, playing this game. But this is probably the game where I can feel that the device is getting most warm here on the back side. Right here or on the camera side, which is a little bit annoying. I don't want to have things like that going on. And when I'm saying warm, I really do mean it's getting warm. Almost like you want to, or definitely almost like you feel that you want to stop play the game because it feels like you're going to crack something in the phone or something. So it's going to be fun in the future if we're going to see phones coming out with the fans and such. It's going to be fun or not. So just quickly a video here comparing some gaming. Hopefully you did enjoy that. If you want to see anything specific in specific games or do this with another phone, please let me know and I will see what I can do. Have a good day.